This conference will now be recorded.
I also got to say, if I ever get a ticket on Jefferson now for speeding, I'm going to blame you guys for fixing the roads.
Every time I drive down that road, I'm like, you're local, you mother effer. That's what I'm every day. We drive down that.
It's easy to hit 40 and not even think
It
about it.
is.
I mean, if you stop
If
at
that
this,
officer weren't sitting at the fire hall, I don't know what.
they do pull a lot of people over on that one.
Thankfully, they haven't me yet, but I've come close
Give her
to
a
deserving.
whirl.
It is easy to go for.
All right, good, Lindsay.
Really easy.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt.
Sorry.
Let's call the meeting to order. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
I did add the monthly financial report, which I didn't in the one I sent out a week ago, so that's been added. It's in your packet.
Can you give an update on Clyde Hills?
I have no update. I was gonna, no, it's not. No, I haven't heard anything about Clive. Clive.
You might have a better update.
Yeah, did you get a hold of him?
You
Was it good or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
From what I've heard is it's very expensive land, but is it true?
Are you adding it to the agenda or not?
Yeah, this is the agenda. Go ahead.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So,
And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. Meeting minutes from August 21st. I will make a motion to approve. I will second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. No public hearings, old business, vet clinic.
Oh, the monthly financial report's on there.
Oh,
Did it-
did I miss it?
is that number-
Yes, I
number 4?
did. Monthly financial report.
Just a clarification, in Excel Energy Solutions, it says January,
Okay, look at that.
so not a biggie, but
So,
that's August.
August. I should say August. January, we did pay $45. So that's a big month.
I'll make a motion to approve the monthly cash sheet for the month ending August 31st, 2024.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? You have more discussion?
No, I was late on saying that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Now on to old business. Vet clinic.
So last time I spoke to some of the veterinary, Dr. Freeze from the Anderson Vet Clinic. I only laugh when I say that because I get made fun of in my office all the time for saying Dr. Freeze, which hurts, but I make it through. The vet clinic's talking about possible expansion, and she was going to have more meetings with her fellow vets. So there's no new news on that topic right now.
Okay. New business, 2025 Zumbrota Visitor Guide.
Yeah, you can see we have Mr. Grimsrud here. Visitor guides we've had, and there's some copies by you, Sarah, and so on. And I know you've seen them before, but they're very popular. And we're at the end of our supply. I think we ordered 5,000 this time. Last time, I think it was, from what I heard, was 10,000, so we ordered about half. So Pete's come to talk about getting them in the future. You can see what the EDA was responsible for. The topics are listed here. And then I think what we had we ordered 5,000, we spent $4,000 on the pages, and it was 22 pages. But I'll let Pete go ahead and say what you need to say. There.
Yeah, I remember getting $4,000.
Yeah, it's $4,400 for 20 pages in 5,000 copies.
Is that what I got, 4,400?
Yeah. That's what
Okay,
we voted
not
on.
bad memory. That's close enough. The only question I asked you, well, I'll start there, and then if you have 5,000 copies and you're already been hoarding a half a box for Cover Bridge Festival, should you order more next time? That was one question I had, because I wondered about that, if you had enough for it to hand out at Cover Bridge Festival. I know it's supposed to promote Cover Bridge Festival, but at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people here where you could hand them out. So I'm open to working with anybody. If you have news stories, you want to tweak anything, I think you threw something in here. If anything grabs your attention, let me know. The other thing is if you'd like me to, I think we threw in maybe one or two new photos last year, but this would be the time to take them. Well, it's still nice. You don't want me working on this in January with snow on the ground everywhere. Yeah, you know, unless you want a snowmobile on the trail system.
I think the number we order will come down, obviously, to the cost. I know cost went up last time quite a bit, so once we figure out the cost of the book overall.
If
So are they for 1 year or 2 years?
it's 2 years.
Or is that, so probably perfect, right?
Yeah.
Remind me, when we did cover the past couple years ago, you know, the guys, and that was when we had boxes of them, or I don't remember, not right. I don't really remember. I don't remember. We probably had them at a table or something, but I don't think that they're a big item at the Cover Bridge Fest.
No, they're probably biggest right out here, and then like the restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want the same amount, and that 4,400 sounds great to me.
This was just last year, right, that we ordered that many?
I think it's 2 years.
Just double that the first year.
2 years ago?
Yes,
Yeah.
2 years ago. Did I say last year?
No, I thought it was just last year. I thought,
We ordered only 4,000 or 5,000 last year, or 2 years, or whatever.
So are we
5,000
talking
for 2 years.
2022 or 2023?
We're on the second year of the booklet.
So we did 23 and 24.
Yeah, and the 23, we did 5,000, and 21, we did 10. And 10,000, there was kind of a promise, and we went through a lot of EDA directors through a period of time there. And there was, we need all these, and we're gonna deliver them to Wisconsin and Iowa and all over.
And they did all of those things.
Did they? And we still had too many.
We would boxes wherever we were going. So
Okay.
10,000 was
So I should
Way
be
too
careful. Way too many. Well, there you go.
What if we went down the middle, like 7,500? Is that too much?
Well, I think it comes down to how often do you want to print them? Do we want to change the content or pictures every 2 weeks or 2 years or every 4 years?
Well, down 4 years, probably too long.
For all the
Yeah.
advertisers, that'd be too long.
Yeah, like already flagship is no more.
So that's why I think you'd stay
You know what
with
I
the
mean? 2
5,000
years.
every 2 years.
I think that's fine.
It's because then we can adjust the changes or add new pictures or,
So what if we were to do 5,000 and we find that we've run out for some reason? How difficult is it to get
Very,
another run of 2,000?
very,
It is. Okay.
very. Any job printing, if you guys have done it, you know. Yeah, once you start the presses up,
specific.
that's the initial high expense. And then once it's running, it's not a lot more for each one.
Okay.
I will say this, and it's not, I don't have the exact numbers, but I remember the printing did not lower. For whatever reason, the paper costs, from Steve Tice, he said the cost is going to be the same for 5 as it was for 10, which sounds crazy, but it was.
Do we know what one booklet costs?
I just typed in lawn care.
4,400 divided by 5.
No, 4,400 was just EDA portion. That doesn't include any of your advertising portions.
Yeah, that's just our 20 pages that we.
Even total cost.
Like what does one booklet cost to print?
Well, his bill was like $8,000. So, and then the other thing that was a pleasant surprise, but it probably won't surprise some of you, is the first year, for all the work we put in, we did okay, but it wasn't like some huge moneymaker. This thing, did you say it was really light? You did.
Yeah, they've done.
Yeah. So the second year when I went out, people said, I want in that thing. That thing's awesome. It's great. So, but the first year is always hard with anything new you start or try. And, anyway.
We talked about the article that was just run about the city. I forget what name.
In that magazine, yeah.
About having that in here, does that make sense? Would that add a couple pages?
Or even put that little logo, I think the
Oh,
best
yeah.
managed city or whatever. Can put that in there
Or the
too.
QR code to connect?
No,
it?
there's, Brian uses it on his email.
Could you use the quote in there saying best managed city in so-and-so magazine 2024?
Right there, the logo that he has.
And
That
that's
was the
something that
magazine
could
that
be
we're-
incorporated in the front.
Logo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we put that logo on it.
Well, what do we need tonight? We need to make a decision in general.
Whatever you want to do. The hardest part was the first year was a bear. And frankly, my dad did almost all the work on the guts of it. I don't know if anybody has new ideas or new stories or.
Well, that story would be the only thing, and at some point, we'll probably come up with some history on this.
Small corrections,
Yeah.
but it wasn't an overhaul. You know what I mean? It was like churches, they may change a little bit, but they're not gonna.
Our church is closed, the Congregational Church, but we should have an article someday on the historical
You
building.
guys gotta do something with that.
We will. I'll move into it.
You know how often I get asked about that? You too, probably, way more than me.
I'm not in town that much, so.
Oh,
Want to live in it?
Is there
Oh,
a
I've heard
way to
that.
get
I've heard-
printing costs down?
yeah. This paper was high quality. So if you wanted a cheaper paper, if you like this size thing, I bet you the printing costs would go down at least 2/3 if you did like newsprint. It'd have to be a bigger book though, and then you're not special.
I don't think we want newsprint, but
This type of book is
I
nice.
know, I'm just,
Stands up, you can throw it in your car, you
The way
can
it
take it with you.
is.
Yeah.
So same size as the,
If the price is
yeah,
similar.
good to have the same size. Do you think we'd agree to 5,000 again? Obviously the price, we'll see what the price is, but was that a good number?
I'd make that price work for 5,000 and figure it out. If I get hammered, I'd let you guys know. Almost everything's gone up a lot, but not like it did during the COVID years.
They're much more cost, if it's already a production run to do 6,000 instead of, or can you only do 5,000 or 10,000?
You can do 5,500.
That's what I was gonna suggest, actually. Why don't we do 500 more to make sure we have enough? That should be enough then, because we're at the end of the thing. Or would 6,000 be a better number? I don't know. I would think 500 would make it to the end of the year, but
There's probably still some restaurants there somewhere around.
You're right. I know Dave would grab a box. He would take them around
He
town.
does all the
I had
time.
to tell him to not take any more boxes.
Yeah,
He's got-
you have been all summer actually.
Dave, you can't take anymore.
Yeah, because they go through them quick. Bridget's Coffee Mill, they're just flying out of there. So if we had more, they'd go.
So we roughly say 5,500, same size. We will work, I think would be wise, come back next meeting with an idea of what you would want for the cover, if you want to have something new. One thing I think was very beneficial is not have the year on the cover. The first one was 2021, and just taking a year off. So if you as the EDA would grab one when you leave today and just come up, if you have any ideas of what our section is, like historic downtown, arts and entertainment. I've got the list here on the memo for you. Anything you'd like to see changed in it in any way. Obviously, Peter will work on the advertisements, getting those in. And like I said, Peter, is there a deadline that you'd like? I don't remember what was last time, but we worked on it for a couple months.
Do we have a deadline at like the 1st of March? I know it's early spring.
Was it? Okay. So early spring will run out.
Because then Steve has time to print it.
I know we're starting earlier than we did last time, so how about 1st of February?
That's awesome.
Okay, so 1st of February. So we got some homework and I'll be in touch if any questions I might ask.
last week, or last month. What article? The one that was printed in that,
Yeah. let's do that.
It's a lot of words.
yeah.
yeah, because it's lengthy.
Is there any part of it?
Can that be sent out and mailed to us, Kurt? Yeah. Can that, article?
Yeah, I can
be
email you the
emailed?
article.
I
Just so we
think,
can-
I think they're ordering some hard copies
Okay.
too. Aren't they, Miranda? Did they talk about ordering some hard copies to have at City Hall?
Brian too.
Yeah,
Oh,
think- of that article.
Yes.
We're getting the actual hard copy, right?
Yes, he did order some.
I did print some off for you guys
I
2
thought for
meetings
that
ago.
bus that you do, that EDA bus thing, that you could.
That
We're
what?
on the tour, that tour.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're on it this year. I don't think so, right?
No, that's correct.
Pete, is there a lower grade, like a step down of quality of paper, still keeping this?
Here's what I'm gonna
That would be a
do. I'm gonna get a
significant
price-
savings.
I'm gonna get a quote from Steve Tice for not only 5,500, but also a lower quality of paper.
Or just
I mean,
different options.
get this one and a little bit less, so that we know if it's a $200 difference.
Big
We're
deal.
getting the good paper.
Yeah.
But,
If it's 500, I mean, I think we need to talk about it.
Didn't we?
Yeah, was there any?
Not really, just.
Oh, the first.
Yes.
Hey,
I'll let you know.
Appreciate it. So yeah, our next meeting, we'll kind of discuss what we should put in, if any sections you think should be taken out for just our EDA portion of it. Please let me know by during our next meeting.
Okay. Do we need to vote or have a motion on actually approving the project again with a dollar amount? Or we're waiting, tabling that until we have a quote on paper?
Quote. Yep.
Yeah. So let's move on to new business B, dozer work on EDA land.
Yeah, this kind of came across this, so I put it on here for us to see. All right, so the EDA owns those two lots over 22nd Street or Avenue on the southwest side of town. And Tim Mack, who owns the farmland just west, I stopped by the office on Wednesday, September 10th. He has farmland right that abuts those sites. He is having Schumacher's do some excavating to rerun water drainage, which is located on the western side of this lot. Or it'd be the eastern side of his lot, excuse me. The work will touch this EDA lot, which is 525 22nd Street. And you can see the amount, the
This
price.
is just right across from the water place? Is
Yes.
this what this is? Okay. There's not much to look at here.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
I'm
So-
guessing that's it.
I'm sure when you guys go out and see that lot, you look at it, it looks flat. And I'm looking, and I didn't really realize this until I went out there. But where that red line is on that map, it drops off, I don't know, I'd say 6 or 7 feet. And so Scott Schumacher, I spoke to this week, he went out and talked to Tim. And I think Tim was curious because he thought he'd have Schumacher out there anyway. I'm not really sure. Tim wants to reroute the waterway. And I had Scott go out there and look to see, like, could we just have him build up the lot, the parcel of land, so it's all 100% flat? And he was not really up for that as far as it's not beneficial for the city at all to do that. I guess what I'm looking at here is, if Tim Mack does anything, he's got to keep it obviously on his own land and not EDA land. And with this second map that was drawn here with the red and blue lines was done by Scott, because he's kind of trying to show the current waterway is dissecting a small portion of the city lot. The blue line is existing waterway, and the red line would be the proposed waterway, moving a little bit closer to the property line. Tim Mack does not want the waterway on his land. Scott suggested it's not a large benefit for the city to proceed doing this. So originally I was coming in thinking I'd get an estimate from Schumacher's to do this for us, but I don't believe it's going to work for us at this point. And I don't really quite understand for sure what he's going to have his waterway redone into, but I will make sure that's not done anything on EDA land.
It doesn't make any sense. Tim is having Schumacher excavating, rerun the waterway and drainage located on his side of the lot, but Tim Mack does not want the waterway on his land,
And the waterway's not on his land now, for the most part,
right?
just for that little chunk on the west side.
He's just rerunning his wash.
Yeah, so I want to make sure you guys know that Tim Mack was talking about doing some work on his end, EDA land. I feel like a moron because I don't really understand for sure what's going on. But I will make sure that anything he does, and Scott knows this as well, Schumachers know this, they won't do anything to EDA land.
Yeah, I was there when he came in. Yeah, he just kind of came in and was like, hey, I'm gonna be doing work on mine. Do you guys want to do work on
Yeah.
yours? Kind of thing, and
Since they're gonna have those bulldozers out there, I thought you'd want to do some on yours, but
yeah, and since we're already gonna be there, maybe you guys want to do something too? And we're both kind of like,
it was interesting.
yeah, it was.
There are benefits if that waterway wasn't where it was at, or if it were easy to bring in, almost out to the boundary line. You know, Schumacher's is always looking for a place to put fill, and they could probably level that off for not a lot of expense.
Sure, yeah.
But with the waterway where it's at, I don't know that that's a real feasible thing, just like Schumacher was saying.
Which property is Max?
All that farmland on.
All that.
Everything on the one side of the white line.
That's a little confusing. I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing, but I just want to bring it up at this point. If I hear any more about it, I'll be sure to let you know.
New business C, Main Street.
Yeah, we have a new business opening on Main Street, so you know Zambroda Chiropractic Clinic there on the corner has moved from Main Street to 671 First Street West, like it's across the Zambroda drivetrain. I think it used to be an engineering firm.
Yeah, KJH or something.
Yeah, so it's leaving that storefront vacant. Paul from Dwell will be opening a men's store in that spot. We'll be calling it Marlowe after his father. So you will see I think you see a dumpster out there now on the side street.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty interesting to see if it ends up, you know, what it's going to be. Because there's,
Covered bridges.
was that the last one?
Yeah.
Covered bridges?
Bridges.
Covered bridges. All right, that's pretty good. I might keep that
Okay,
in my back pocket.
reports. Update on KV Apartments.
Nothing to update, but September 23rd supposedly is the day, which is Monday. We will find out yes or no on the proposed apartments. On the grant, excuse me, on the grant, yep.
So now is this to have an updated, your client update?
Yeah, is the city doing anything about the Clyde Hendricks property then, or we're just?
We're minor subdivision. So we're splitting off his like farm house and those three buildings.
Just that?
That'll be a separate parcel. And that's all.
So that's up to him to find a developer or whatever.
Yeah, I've called 3 developers and had them go out there, and like Bigelow was one, to go out and take a look and see what, but that's it.
I met with him and talked to him a little bit. He's not in a big rush, but he'd like to do something eventually, sell it.
And he said why he took his, he used to have a for sale sign. You know, didn't I?
He didn't say anything. I think he's talking 235, I think is what I heard.
For 5 acre?
Well, it's not actually 5, is it 4.5 or something?
Yeah,
And half
4.
an acre is water or something, I can't remember.
Yeah. 235.
I didn't read my notes.
Well, I'll try my best to spread the word more about that land with developers.
He was wondering if, he's kind of waiting for, I think, you to get back to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Phone call to make.
I'll just go up there. I think it'll be easier.
He's fun to talk to, 91 and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, he is.
Any update on Nielsen's? Because I see that the gas thing is finally getting moved. Any progress on the drive-through?
So the drive-through was open one day, right?
Yep.
And then the county said they've got it worked out to where they want how do I say this? The drive-through is supposed to go between that white building and those new pipes. And
So
then-
it comes out on the city
So
street.
it comes out on the city, so go around.
Oh, up on Second Street there.
Right.
Okay.
So they okayed that, the county okayed that. So hopefully it'll, once it,
How are they gonna-
go through their parking or their unloading area?
From quickly exiting too soon.
I don't know.
Really well that drive-through, because I cannot imagine that's gonna be a cheap road to build.
No. And if you notice, I noticed because I kept eyes on the pipes are pretty close to that building.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Kind of close to the
When
road
they did it,
too.
they hit the power, they were closed for a
Yeah.
day. I got in
No
there before,
generators.
I got in there before they closed,
You don't have
but,
generators in that?
No.
so
Can you
they, I mean, half of the lights were on. They had cardboard covering everything, and
Mhm.
then you could hardly see, it was really dim, and then pretty soon, then I heard that they were closed for a while.
There's a contact you can make. If the apartments go through on September 23rd, you can have Keller Bartman sell the bank's generator to Nielsen's.
They might need one.
Is that gas line being moved just for this project?
So if you know those gas pipes are in front of the store, and they asked for that a year ago. That was October last year. We gave them a CUP, and they just finally got to it. They're supposed to get it done in June, July, and finally just not getting to it.
So the official word is that the county has approved it as long as they extend the
Yep.
exit lane.
Yep. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Have
You
you
know-
seen I haven't seen the plans of it.
Yep.
Have you? Coming
Yeah,
up?
I got them drawn right through there, so. And that easement for those pipes was on the plans, because I looked at that. And I know it's just hard to get really excited about it, because something else might pop up, So I hope it goes through. Because from what I heard, I wasn't here the day that the drive-through was open, but it was pretty popular that day.
Well, just Caribou in general.
Yeah.
80% of their revenue comes from drive-through, so.
They had permission from the county to open for one day?
No, they gave them permission, but then they said you can't open until you, because we got an email on it. Yes, you can open your drive-through, and then they opened, and then the next day, but wait, you got to do it like you said you were going to do. So you can't have the drive-through open until you can have that little road driving through there.
There was some fine print missing.
I thought
Apparently.
you were just running a trial.
Yeah.
It was worth it. So
County guy sitting and watching.
Just give it.
Hey, if there is no other discussion, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So, second.